In this video, we're going to look at extracts from a couple of student responses to question 4 on our Eduqas-style English Language Component 1 paper. Don't forget, you can always pause the video if you need time to take notes or read over anything on screen. This question asks you to read line 40 to the end of the source and asks, how does the writer make these lines shocking and dramatic? Let's take a look first at an extract from student A's response. Press pause now to give yourself time to read it through, then press play again when you're ready. So far, this student is working at a band 2, but bear in mind this is only part of a much longer response, so we'll only award bands for what you can see. Remember, for top band marks on a 10-mark question, you should aim to make roughly 8 or 9 different points. But back to this extract, examiners will really like how this student has addressed the question, using the keywords dramatic and shocking. Unfortunately, though, their explanation of the pronoun it is unclear and could be said about any use of a pronoun, particularly when they make a generic comment on the reader, that it makes the reader wonder what it is. This is something you should avoid. But their general comments on language do show some understanding. They recognise that the writer's use of the word it builds drama, and that the behaviour of the woman is unnecessary. To secure their answers, they need to be more specific, though. For example, they could have noted how the writer is vague with the pronoun it. The pronoun it refers to a doll and perhaps suggests the lack of attachment on the woman's part to her pseudo-baby. Now let's take a look at an extract from student B's response and see how it differs. Press pause now to give yourself time to read it through, and press play again when you're ready. Okay, immediately we can see this response will have received more marks because it has more coverage of the text. So it's currently sitting in a high band 3, but this is just part of a full response, so we'll only award marks for what you can see. This student creates a particularly good first impression by opening with an overview. They explain why the extract is exciting and dramatic overall by writing, "Overall, this part of the extract is shocking and dramatic as it describes an incredibly irrational behaviour of one of the women." They comment on what happens. The second woman seized the doll, she tore and swung and dashed its head against the stone wall. They also comment on how it's portrayed, the vague pronoun it. They use the effect on the reader to support and justify their explanations. For example, the doll is too similar to a baby for a reader. Sometimes you'll find the comments on content and language overlap, like student B's, she tore and swung. This quotation shows exactly what happens in the extract. It's self-explanatory, so there's no need to comment on it further. Overlap is good. Throughout, this student shows that they fully understand the events and characters, moving smoothly from point to point using the connectives initially, additionally, clearly, following this, and although. It reads effortlessly. We'll leave it there. To practice, why not write a list of the similarities and differences in the two students' responses? Then, work out the success criteria. For example, focus on the question using keywords. After this, you could practice writing your own response using some of Eduqas' past exam papers. Good luck!